All right, looks like we live. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is doing amazing this evening. Do me a favor when y'all get on, please share this out. Drop this in somebody's DM. Tag all your friends that should be here. Hello, everyone. See some folks joining. I always have trouble adding somebody on Instagram. Let me see something. All right. So let me see if we can get Miss Creative CEO. There we go.
Hey, Ryan.
How you doing?
I'm excellent. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for asking.
Yes, sir.
How's your day
Oh,
been
this
going?
is exciting. This is
Yeah, definitely.
exciting,
Yeah, I'm
right?
ready. You be
We about
dropping
to
so
get in it.
you be dropping so many nuggets and everything from the stage and off the stage, in person, virtual, everything. So definitely want to have this conversation.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. So how's
Yeah.
everything going? How's your week been going?
Um, I hate that you asked me that, man. I'm transparent. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm very transparent. That's one thing about me. And unfortunately, and I'm not trying to damper, but you asked me a question and I'm real with my community. And a lot of my community is on here. And so if I said anything different, they would know I wasn't telling the truth. But I have a member of my community that has been with me since the very beginning of my journey as Miss Creative CEO. And unfortunately, today she succumbed to cancer. She succumbed. And so she's resting right now. And so our community, my community has been hit hard today because she was literally the center. She was like our mascot. She was that person. And that's what my community is about, sisterhood and love. We're a tribe. We really are. And to lose her was a blow to us. It was a blow today. So shout out to all my people in the chat, all my CBCIC. Go ahead and roll that up. And I'm dedicating this. You know what we do for our own. We're gonna show up and we're gonna show out. This is for Marquita. This is for Marquita.
Definitely. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a rough week, but let me tell you something. Um, we about that life. We strong in here, and we show up for our own, and we gonna show up and do good for her.
Okay, good. So,
Yep. Yep.
oh, stuff. Prayers going up. Yeah, definitely. She
Yes.
said she would want us to push through. Yeah. So yeah,
That's right.
I'm
That's
sorry to
right.
hear. Yeah.
Yeah, I am too. But
Mm,
she lifted us up. She was like the ultimate supporter. And even to literally the very end, she was fighting. She
mhm.
said that, she was fighting. So what are we supposed to do? We can't sit around and cry. We got to fight, right? We got to
Right.
fight and make it happen. So
Mm.
here we are.
All
So I'm
right. Well,
all yours.
yeah. So prayers up for that. Shout out to
Yes.
being here. I know some mastermind fam in here. If we got mastermind fam in here, we need that hashtag mastermind.
Mastermind fam. What's up? We are the ones.
Yeah, definitely. You know, see Rhonda's in here, new Mastermind fam, watching just
Ooh.
join. All right, great. So I do got some questions for you, and feel free to ask me, anything. I know, as folks in your tribe here, if you wanted to ask anything about funnels and ads and
Yes.
digital marketing
Yes.
stuff, feel free to ask me. But
Yes.
I'm more curious first, of course, like with your background. I know I don't know too much about your background. I know you're
Yeah.
doing amazing things out here. I know Lamar said you'd be leaving a lot of money on the table. We ain't gonna talk about that.
Why
We ain't
you?
gonna
Oh, you his mouthpiece tonight, Ryan. Don't do
talk-
that.
I'm Lamar Jr. tonight. I know Lamar,
Right.
they out of town, so I'm gonna be Lamar Jr. tonight.
I'm with it. I'm with it. I'll take
But
it. I'll take it.
I am curious on like your background and how you got started and all this, and like all that stuff.
Okay, so I'm a chronic entrepreneur, right? I've been an entrepreneur since the 90s, right? And I'm still a licensed real estate agent. I've been an insurance agent. I've sold lotion and potions and body magics and cars and legal shield and whatever else you could think of. I probably tried to sell it, right? And I've had jobs and gone to the top of my game in my corporate life. And eventually, fast forwarding, eventually I decided to open up a tax company, right? And I did really well with the tax company. And after a particularly hard year in taxes, because I'm right and left brain, and but I'm leaning toward the creative, right? And I needed something to release a lot of that tension. So I started being creative and crafting and things. And I was just doing it for fun. I was crocheting, I was sewing, I was just doing it for fun, right? And I started making skirts. I wanted to make those really pretty skirts, you know what I'm saying? And they were too expensive though. And so I said, I'm gonna figure out how to do it myself. And I did. And I posted it on Facebook, you know, talking about like, look at my skirt. And I was really excited because my daughter wanted to wear it. And at the time, I think she was like 15. And you know, 15-year-olds don't want to do nothing with you, number one. Number two, they ain't gonna wear no homemade clothes. Number two, right? So so she loved the skirt. And so she wore it. And so I was super excited. And I just posted it on Facebook. And somebody asked me, would you, if I pay you, would you make me one? And I was like, what? Because remember, I'm a
Are you
chronic entrepreneur. And I was like, you would pay me to make this? And I was like, I bet. And so I made it. And it was an ungodly amount that I charged. It's crazy how much I charged because I didn't know any better. And so after a while, I started doing this more and more, and I turned it into a business. I started to get paid for it. And then I started to apply all of the stuff that I learned in corporate to my business, and it became more successful. But I noticed around me that other crafters were not able to do the same thing. They were struggling. And at the time, I was an admin for the largest community of women of color who craft, Black girls craft. I was admin for them for quite a while. And so I used to go live in there. I used to teach. I used to do my crafting, and I used to, as they say, snatch edges and go off and be like, "This is what you need to do. Why you playing? You tripping? You know, that type of thing." And somebody said, "I will pay you to coach me." What? What? And so that's how Miss Creative CEO was really born. Is for me to, I just started helping women apply high level corporate strategies and breaking them down so they're easily digestible and applied to the craft industry. See, crafters think differently. We think a little differently than traditional business. And so I have the unique ability to tap in to women. I work with men too, if they, you know, but really right now I work with women, you know. But women, I know how to tap into women and get past their blocks and show them exactly what the problem is, move it out the way so I can empower them to level up their business, their mindset and their skill set, so I can take them from the back room to the boardroom and straight to the bank. There we are.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know, your background and how all that came about. So
Yeah.
was over like, course of years or like, what was like the journey and the transition like?
It was hard. I'm gonna be honest. It was hard. And that's how I know that what I do, I'm more of a transformational coach.
Mhm.
I've evolved and I see really where my gift lies in the transformation of the mindset. But it was a hard journey. I'm not talking about something that I read or I went to
Right.
somebody's seminar. I literally lived all of this. And I know what it's like to get into a space and you're really good over here. I'm really good. I mean, I've gotten to the point of getting cars and these network marketing. I've done the thing. But then for whatever reason over here in crafting, it was hard for me to transition and become a crafter and be confident. And I realized it's because when we make things,
Mhm.
I call it heart and soul work. We are creators. Crafters can look at something, see it, and learn how to figure it out, break it down, and think about it, come through our bodies, through the fingertips, out into the world. And I realized that if you feel bad about yourself, you're going to feel bad about the thing that you created. And it's going to be a barrier to you actually promoting and talking to yourself. And this is really kind of in all genres, all business, but really particularly in crafting, because we're literally making the thing. It's not like we're buying something in
Right.
wholesale and resell it, right? And so me going through that transition and that mind shift to realize that what I'm doing is worth it, and people will want to and find my value, because we attach the things that we make, the value to it as ourselves. If we don't feel good about ourselves, we feel like we don't need to charge a lot,
Yeah, right.
right? We don't need to charge a lot. So that journey was very hard. Trust me, a lot of tears. It's a personal journey that you had. It stretched me. And people saw my journey and were drawn to it.
Mm.
And they just wanted me to teach me and have me coach them. And I've been doing this since officially full-time coach since 2020. I want to 2020, right after the pandemic. I was making masks like crazy. I was running my tax business, and I was making masks like crazy. And then I shut down the mask business and went into coaching full time in like March, April 2020, and I've been doing it ever since.
Wow, that's interesting.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
I see Kiera said, yes, my BFF is talented like that. Y'all are some special type people. Yeah, y'all are like, I'm not that type of person, just as far as like crafting, just building stuff. Like, I'm not like my son, interestingly enough, like he's that type of, he's always just building something or like creating something, or
Yeah.
he has that gift, but I definitely don't. But I definitely understand when you say like, the transition and how hard it was. Like for me, transitioning to like being an entrepreneur from working corporate for years, like it was
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
It was a mind shift.
Yeah.
I didn't do it in a strategic way. Like I was kind of a rebel. I was like, I'll leave this job. Like
Just forget it.
I couldn't take it anymore. Like this is
Yeah. Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
stressful, and I was very naive going into business, not really understanding how hard it would be and really trying to make my own money and like figuring out who I wanted to serve. And it was like really, really difficult.
Yeah.
Then I, stumbled into like marketing and agency, and we've been being successful, but I definitely understand that like a lot.
But I would disagree with you though. You're the funnel doctor, and it's got to be very creative how to structure these funnels and the wording in these funnels to make them all click. That is a form of creativity. I think a lot of times people that think that you're not sewing or painting or building something, that you're not a creative. You really are a creative. Just by nature of being an entrepreneur, you're a creative. But then when you have something like that, and like Kiera, if you hear me, you there, you're creative, because you know how to put these TikToks together and these
Right.
reels together and these transition and this music. That's creative. I think the thing, and we're going to talk more about it, is when you release yourself and stop saying I'm not creative, you'll allow your God-given talent of creativity to flow through you and into your product, and that is what makes you unique.
See how she dropping gems already, y'all? I need to join the program.
Right.
For real.
Right.
Here said, patience and sec, that junk is tedious. Y'all must make great spouses. She funny. Yeah, I mean that is true actually when you say that, and I admit I do have like that creative side of me like in that form, but
Mm-hmm.
you're right. I always think of like I'm not building something or like crafting. Like I'm terrible with my hands. Like I'm terrible making stuff. Like I'm be real. I'm not the handyman type. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I'll call somebody and get it done. Like I got the money to get it done, but like
Yeah.
I'm just not that type. I know my strength is in the intellect, just being
Yeah.
real,
Yeah.
but I like how you said it though, and that is true. I never really thought of it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. You definitely are creative. You
Mm-hmm.
definitely, I think, like I said, I think every single entrepreneur is a creative. It just may not look like you are used to it. And that's one of my missions,
Mm-hmm.
is to help you realize and change the face of what creativity looks like, what crafting looks like. It is not you just sitting on the porch rocking back and forth knitting something.
Right.
It's not just macaroni and glue and glitter. It's not that. If you guys can, like, that's my mission. I want you to see you can find creativity in every industry.
Wow.
And if you embrace that, it's going to make things so much easier and better for you.
Yeah, I like that.
You tap into another side of yourself.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. So I'm definitely curious
Hmm.
also like how you've been able to secure like corporate sponsorships, and I know you have some with Michaels and like all this, other stuff that I look up to.
Yeah.
So from what you can share, I'm definitely curious on, how you've been able to do that stuff.
Well, really being creative and just being myself. A part of being a creative and being a crafter is you have to find your voice and you have to be authentic. You have to stop trying to be, I mean, it's completely opposite if you are trying to be a creative and you copy everybody.
Right.
Like what is that, right? And so I had to stay true to myself. I got introduced to Michael's when I was assisting the owner of Black Girls Craft with the conference in her first conference in Charlotte, and that was back in 2019. And I assisted her, and Michael's wanted to be a sponsor, so I was kind of like the liaison between everything. And so that's how I got to know them. At the time, I didn't know what was in store for me. And I got to be friends with them. And then I spoke. I ended up being the MC for the event. I had a class. I had standing room only. In my class, people were sitting on the floor. And I caught the eye of Michael's.
Wow.
And I also caught the eye of Cricut, which is the main the cutter, machine in the industry. And so I caught the eye, and actually the CEO of Cricut was at the event.
Wow.
And so he actually came into my session, and the session was about an hour and a half, hour and 45. And he stood in the back of the room the whole time. And he actually came up and he spoke, and he, gave me accolades. And for a time, he ended up being my mentor. And I was able to talk to him, and he was able to give me advice on things. But eventually, after that, Michaels tapped me and said, we are noticing that, love what you're doing in the market. And we're noticing that a lot of their customers were asking questions about how to turn the business. How do you turn your business into, your hobby into a business? And so they said, we were wondering if you would come and speak. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, right.
And yeah. And so I ended up doing a series on their site with them, and I ended up doing national. My videos were the highest, on their channel viewed, and then I just developed the relationship over time. And I've been a speaker for them, a paid speaker at different events. They've sponsored just about every event I've done, and we've just developed a relationship. And it's taken from there. And the same thing with Cricut. I've done things with Cricut. I'm working with them on some other things at the moment. And you just develop, and you just have to be an authentic, honest voice.
Mm,
Stop being out here trying to just get money. A lot of things is not just about a money grab,
right.
right? It's about building a relationship. So when opportunities come along, they come and holler at you before they go and holler at somebody else, because they know you real. You
Mm,
know what I mean?
hmm.
That's my thing. That's how I did that.
I hope y'all caught them gems. I hope y'all did. Like I am. I'm taking heed. Folks, if y'all getting value out of this conversation, do me a favor, drop a comment down, something, drop an emoji, a gem. I
Yeah.
see all the folks in here. Shout out to everybody in here. Shadisha in here. She's part of the Fun Doctor team. I see the mastermind folks in here. Kia,
Yeah.
of course. Um, so what would you say to, those that maybe think they're creative, or like, how do you like pull it out of folks? Because I know it's probably a lot of folks that come to you, or they want to do this, they want to do that, but they're not sure. How do I do it? How do I get, it out to the marketplace?
Hmm.
Like what would you say to those folks? It's probably somebody listening, like, that's great, but it won't work
Right.
for me, or, whatever case may be.
Great question. And I do get that a lot. So here's the thing. The first thing I talk to you about is I can tell you all the skill set stuff. I can tell you about the avatar, and I can tell you about the email and all of this stuff like that. But if you don't believe that you can do it, you're not going to do anything I told you to do.
Facts.
So, right. So probably 90% of my work is mindset. The other percent is skill set. The 10% is skill set, right? And so really, don't come to me if you don't want me to get into you.
Snatch you
Trying to
in.
told you. Because I'm gonna pull whatever it is in you, I'm gonna pull it out, and we're gonna crush those barriers and those limiting thoughts. The one thing I can say is that you will not be able to do any business, but especially you're not going to be able to do a craft business if
Mm-hmm.
you don't believe in you, if you don't open yourself up to the possibility that you deserve whatever goodness that is coming to you. Because it is almost like your projects and the things that you create are like your children. It's like your babies, right? And if you worried about, you won't put it out there. So we really have to work on that mindset first, and then we can work on the skill set. And that's what I pull out of them. And I tell them, I ask them what they like to do. What type of business do they want? Do they want to deal with print on demand, or do they want to be a designer, or do they want to, sew, or what is your craft of choice? And then we'll go and walk them through a whole series of lessons and things to try to get them clear on what they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love that. Says she's the master at changing mindset. Mindset's so important. Absolutely. I agree 100%. Yeah, so now let's shift a little bit to the marketing. So it's like, how do you merge the creativity with the marketing? And, like I said, anything you want me to answer about funnels or whatever, whatever you want me
Yes.
to on that, of course, it's my language. But,
Yes.
how do you, I guess, intertwine them or, just put the two together? Because I know when you put them together, it's magic. But I know some people that have, maybe great creativity, great products, but they're not marketing them right. Or,
Right.
they're sitting in your garage or just your family
Right.
know about, like, how do you get it out to the marketplace? And you can
Right.
be a marketer, but at the same time you need that creative piece to like capture people's attention and all that type of stuff,
Right.
and really get customers and stuff like that.
Right. So here's my thing. That's the thing. One of my purposes of what I do is try to get other people to see that you can have, okay, look at your creative and your crafting as a real viable business. Listen, crafting is $1 billion business. Like last year, they're anticipating in the United States that by 2024, it would be $49 billion business a year. This is not a joke. This is not for play. I have people in my community that came into my coaching program at 28,000 for the year and closed out the year at 600,000 the very next year later. Right? This is not a game. All right. You want to play? You want to play?
That program,
Okay.
drop the link.
Right. This is not a game, right? So I've got 6-figure earners in crafting. I've had people go from $3,000 for the entire year to 5-figure months in crafting. This is not a game. Okay. So you have to, we do this because we employ corporate traditional tactics to our craft business. That is the marketing. People are not going to know what you have unless you tell them, right? And your family is not your cut. Listen,
Say it
listen,
again, please.
listen. And I can't see the chat. I don't know. The chat just stopped with where Kiera said the funnels is tedious. I can't see the chat. But listen, your family are not your customers. Blink, blink. Like, stop going there. Because they don't listen. They don't even child, don't get me started. Ryan,
Go in, please. I learned that the hard way too, though. But go ahead.
and see, here's another thing. We think that because there are families, they are obligated to support us and be our cheerleaders and rah-rah and buy everything. They're not. And what you get hung up on is that your expectation of their role is not to be your customer and spend money with you. That's not, and you make them your customer. And then you get so hung up on the fact that they're not buying everything from you, that you can't, you see the person, I'm right here saying, I want to buy this t-shirt. No, no, no. I'm trying to get my cousin. I don't know why she not buying. Leave them alone. If they want to buy, they will, but don't focus on your family. You have to get yourself in the marketplace in front of other people for them to see your fabulous stuff so they can purchase it. And that's where our friend Ryan comes in with marketing. And I'm telling you, email is king. Yes, 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 yes. Social media is the thing. Yes, that is where it's going. However, email is king when it comes to marketing. It is an ATM. If you set it up right, it is an ATM of money. Set your own ATM up. And that's what you do, right? You help us set up a funnel of money, because everybody, listen, my money is in somebody's pocket right now. Somebody got my money in their pocket. And so I need that money to get funneled, pun intended, all the way down here into my pocket, from your pocket to my pocket, right?
Right.
And so sometimes you need breadcrumbs to lead you there. And I'm telling y'all, if you have a creative business and you add that, your authenticity to a good structured underpinning, you got to underpin your bit. Because listen, business is business. And if you don't add business principles to any business, you're not going to have a business.
Right.
So that's the thing. You got to market. You got to.
Mm-hmm. Definitely got to market. I'm mad you can't see the chat because they going crazy in the chat.
Really? Dang. I want to see it. Dang. I would probably have to go in and come back out, but I don't want to do all that.
Yeah, no worries. So Kara said, well, I may have to pick up the glue gun.
Come on, baby. We don't need her to do nothing. Well,
right.
see, we about to, everywhere she goes, she gonna get jumped. Listen, she got that glue gun for them wings on Spirit. Is that it? You know.
She got you with that one.
You did. You walked in today with Kara. You know I love you. I can't see the chat, but I love you.
Coming to combo on Spirit. All right, Shanisha Etsy's bomb for that too. Yeah, definitely. She said, I'm just saying, Kira said, I'm just saying, or the paintbrush or stones or some stones or something.
Something.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You drop so many different gems. Like, I love it. And you know I love when you talk about email. Because that's what I tell everybody I work with, like, build your list. Like, as much as we love social media, as much as I love Facebook ads and stuff, we don't own these platforms. Nope. So as we saw, I guess it was a month or two ago when Instagram and Facebook shut down.
Right.
If your business is just dependent on social media, you in trouble. So make sure you build your list. It is definitely an on-demand ATM machine, especially when you your list to a certain size and you're like, I need to make some extra revenue today. Just send a few emails out. Like, you know, and at the same time, it's not just about trying to sell on every email. It's about them and everything like that. But literally, so much money in your list. And fundamentally, like you said, your money is in somebody's pocket.
Right.
So funnel that into our businesses.
Right.
Someone said, let's talk about funnels. Yeah, I mean, we can definitely talk about that. You know, for those of you that don't know what a funnel is, or if you kind of heard of it, you know, or like, how can you apply it to what you do, you know, as a creative or a product-based business, you know, I can definitely touch on that. But Jeff's on here. Jeff said their brother needs some help too. Jeff, we've been waiting for you for how long?
Hey, Jeff.
Jeff, come on. Cash value life insurance. We've been waiting for you for their funnel. I did do a funnel for Jeff, his webinar funnel, but we've been trying to do another funnel for Jeff. But Jeff be playing. Jeff don't be sending me his stuff so we can get his funnel.
Ooh, mastermind get called out.
Definitely. But yeah, I mean, I would say for the product brand, we build all type of funnels, services, info products, digital products, physical products. You know, for a lot of the product funnels that we actually build, a lot of it is like kind of more of the same. So it's like if I offer this one apparel item or something, like, okay, why don't we get 3 of them extra 10% off or something like that. So those are generally the type of funnels we build, or of course having the upsells. So like if you got this shirt, why don't you get a hat with it? Why don't you get something else that complements it? You know, so making sure you have upsells and bumps and all those add to carts, especially like I said, for the product brands and you're driving traffic. The goal of your funnel is to increase the cart value. When
Right.
someone comes in, you want to upsell them as much as possible. Because also, with a lot of product brands we work with, if your average order value is not that high and you spending money on traffic and you got fulfillment costs, you got to have the average order value as high as possible. So with the right
Mm-hmm.
funnel, you get them in and then you upsell them on other stuff. So
Exactly. Exactly. So let me break that down for my crafters. Okay. let, let me break that down. A funnel is a bunch of breadcrumbs to get you to the money. Basically, it's a string of actions. And correct me if I'm wrong, Brian. It's a string of actions, emails, order bumps that, nurturing a sequence of emails. You might have heard it called as a workflow or something like that, where a person comes in, for my crafters, my people, and y'all better pay attention because I'm gonna ask y'all about this in Monday Mindset. But anyway, so somebody from the point of contact, if they hit your site and they type in their email address, to get 10% off or get the lead magnet or whatever it is. From that point on, you have a whole systematic workflow in order to nurture them, get into their minds. It's a psychological thing. You send them stuff, and a lot of this stuff is all automatic. Once you set it up, you really don't have to do anything else with it. And what that does is, if you have different products to sell, you can do a top tier product and then say, oh, by the way, you want to go ahead and get this for an additional $10 instead of $5 or something like that, right? And then, or if they don't want to get that, then you have your abandoned cart. You know how people put stuff in the cart and then they don't come back? You do the abandoned cart. Hey, here's a reminder. You got this in your cart. If you're not going to get this, why don't you get that? It's that type of thing. If you crafters can figure out how to work that, well, you don't have to figure it out. That's why we got Ryan. When you get that done, you will see an increase in your average cart value. And an average cart value, or AOV, or average order value, AOV, that means more money, right, at the end. That means more profit. More profit equals more revenue equals more profit, and that's how you get to your six figures. Okay, does that make sense? Tell me if they paying attention. They better be paying attention in the chat.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of questions.
Okay.
Jeff said it's coming, did a new course. Jeff, we ready. Like, for real. I know I've been supposed to call you, Jeff, since I came back from Miami, too. So I'm going to definitely call you. Can you do a funnel for food products like a sauce? You can do a funnel for any type of product, honestly.
Anything.
People always ask me, like, will a funnel work for my business? And I say, only if you need customers. If you don't need customers, then no. You don't need. Kiera said, how much money has your funnel generated so far? Good question. Definitely over 7 figures, but I really should start pinpointing that actual number. But it's hard, like of course we help a lot of funnels, launch and then, do some maintenance on funnels and ads and stuff. But, a lot of funnels that we build probably still run it now, so can you use funnels for services? Of course, I'm a service-based business and we definitely have funnels. Can you use a funnel to build an email list? Yes. So for those that are crafters, I get that question a lot. Like, what's a good way to build my email list and that type of stuff? I guess I shouldn't. When I think of crafting stuff, like I always think of like product based, because when I look at funnels and business, I'm thinking like, are you product based? Are you service based? Or are you kind of like digital product? That's kind of how I break it up. So like if you are more of like a physical product or a crafter and stuff like that, some funnels that we've been doing recently, one is like a giveaway. That's a great way to build a list. We have a few. We have a hair company we're working with, and we have a apparel company we're working with. And they just did a giveaway for Valentine's Day. They're about to do another one next month. And it worked really, really well as like a giveaway to like build their list, and stuff like that.
Good idea.
For it. Yeah, and it's been going really well. Also, a quiz is another one that's really popular for building a list, especially for those of you that are crafters that have a lot of different products. So someone can quiz, you ask them some questions, and then you segment them based on what they answer. And then like, hey, based on what you answer, we recommend this product or we recommend that. So that's a great way to, number one, capture a lead because they got to give you their information before they get the results for the quiz. And it segments them so you can speak to, offer different stuff. If you have like a lot of different products, you may not want to offer everything to everyone. You may want to offer certain products, based on what people like. So those are two main ones. Also, a coupon or gift or a discount code. That's always a good one for like list building for those of you that are crafters or product based.
I love that whole quiz and giveaway. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because a lot of our stuff is custom. You're doing custom stuff.
Right.
So a quiz can help you also nail down your avatar, get more clarity around your avatar, couldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And you can ask certain questions to also figure out what your next product is going to end up being, as a lead, do a lead magnet, do the quiz, and say at the end you're going to get some discount or whatever. And that's a brilliant idea. I love that. I didn't know you did quizzes too.
We
I didn't
do.
realize that.
We do. Yep. Because at the
All
end of the day,
right.
it's
All
a funnel.
right.
It's still a funnel. So, we
Yeah.
do pretty much any type of quiz. But
Mhm.
that's one that's getting a lot more popular that, we've been getting a lot of good results for people. So yeah, that's a really good one.
Oh, okay. I like that. I like that. I'm gonna do that. So let me ask you this, Ryan. How is it that what is the easiest funnel? Because here's the real talk. Here's real talk. Sometimes in the craft industry, people are budget conscious.
Right, right.
So if for some reason somebody can't, where should they start with funnels? If they can't get right to you, what is the minimum amount that they need to be doing in their business so that they can build and then scale into larger funnels and things like that?
Good question. I would say first and foremost, when it comes to funnels, your funnel is your process.
Mm-hmm.
That's outside of, am I going to do it on Shopify? Am I going to use ClickFunnels? Am I going to use Klaviyo? Like all the type of stuff people think of when they think of funnels and software and stuff like that. Like all that is secondary to that. So I would say, even if you just started your business, when I first started, I knew nothing about funnels. I didn't know what a funnel was. I didn't, I was just an entrepreneur. I learned that later on and then started building them for myself and clients. But
Mm-hmm.
I would say you should map out your process first. You don't need any money for that. You could just be starting out. You're just like, okay, what is the customer journey? What's the process? When
Mm-hmm.
someone hears about my business or my product or what I'm crafting, whatever, it's like, what should be the first thing? Do
Mm-hmm.
they do we give them a sample? Do they just buy it outright? Like think about like the process first,
Mm-hmm.
and from there, like, okay, well, how can we, build some type of maybe basic funnel in the beginning, and it could just be off the sell store, just
Mm-hmm.
something that alone could be, simple as that. That could increase revenue by a lot just from offering the upsell,
Right.
just like that. But I would say for a lot of folks starting out, I always say start with some type of lead generation funnel. If
Okay.
you're close, if you don't have anything, definitely have something that's going to build your list. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm really, really big on list building. I just see too many entrepreneurs skip that step. And
Mm-hmm.
especially when people are launching something and I'm launching this and it wasn't successful, it's because you didn't have a list. It's because you didn't plan enough. We all know, we always
What
know.
that's about. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
would definitely say like the list building part of it is, to me, that's like step one of where you start with everything.
Okay. So what is your favorite or most converting type of lead magnet? Is it just offering some type of discount? Is it a download? Like what do you suggest?
Yeah, it depends. The main thing is it has to relate back to the main offer. That's the thing that I see a lot of people don't think about enough. Is like, let me
Mm-hmm.
just do this little discount or this ebook or this giveaway, like whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but not thinking about, okay, well, how does this actually translate back to what I'm really trying to sell? you know,
That's a great point.
anything. So that's why it depends,
Mm-hmm.
because depending on what your actual main offer is, you want people to actually buy, that lead magnet should lead to that. Remember, that's just something you're giving a value, just to, introduce people into what you offer. And then it should be like, okay, I consumed this, I downloaded this, I used the product. Now, what else do they have? Let me get something
Mhm.
else, let me get more.
Yeah.
So that's why I would say it depends. But right now, the quizzes are doing really good. I would say
Mhm.
that because the quiz is good for twofold. Well, actually, many more than two. But number one is lead generation. So if someone wants to take a quiz, they get the result. They got to give the information. Number two is segments them based on what they may want. And also, when we build quizzes for product brands, then we still offer them a product right then and there. So some the
Mhm.
quiz, answer the questions, give you my information, and it's like based on what you answer, now we recommend this product for you. Then they
Mhm.
may buy it right on the spot too. So
Mhm.
capture
Mhm.
the customer, at the same time. So that's
Mhm.
why quizzes are doing really well. But
Mhm.
downloads, PDFs, all that stuff always does good. And don't sleep on just doing an actual webinar or training or something like that. It's great to sell something, but it's also great for lead generation.
I love that. I love that. And see, I want to go back and add a little something, real talk. Listen, when y'all doing these lead magnets, these downloads, can y'all please make sure they are quality?
Right.
Okay. Because remember, just because it's free, it doesn't need to look free because it is the first introduction to your business. So if you're giving me something that's janky, why would I want to pay for something because this is a part of your brand? So
Mm,
make sure that it's still the level, like he said, if you want to lead me to a high ticket offer, you want this thing to feel like it's quality or something. You want to make it feel that way. So just please make sure that whatever, like he said, was so key, it's breadcrumbs.
right.
Breadcrumbs. So make sure you're giving me little increments of what you actually really want me to buy. Don't
Mm.
be giving me no bootleg ebook that the margins are off and it's crooked. Don't do that. Cause I'm gonna be like, nah.
Because I think it goes back to creating a good offer. And
Right,
people think giving good offer is just when you're selling something.
right.
No, giving a good offer is when you're offering anything, whether it's free, whatever. Like I like to offer things for free that people would actually pay for, or it
There you
actually
go.
worth money.
Right.
I love that you said that. Shayna, shout out to Shayna in here. Y'all
Hey,
should give me
Shayna.
an idea, quiz idea. Tanika, is that Tanika in here saying the eye roll?
Hmm. I can see the chat now. For whatever reason, it came back.
All right,
Kiara
good.
said, "I'm an unsubscribe." Yep. Yep. Y'all know y'all got a lot of trash sitting on your hard drive. You
Right.
got
And no, that's a gem, that I think people don't do enough is really thinking about something quality that they're going to give for free. Because like you said, that's the first introduction. So if I'm
right.
getting something and it's janky, why am I actually going to buy something from you?
Right. And then you're not going to get a transformation of anything. So here's another thing. Don't be scared to give out information, right? Remember, it's always about the what and the why, but never the how. They got
Mm,
to pay for the how,
right, right, right.
right? But a lot of y'all out here say, I don't want to tell nobody nothing. I don't want to because they're going to steal my idea and all of that. But those little gems, and a lot of times it's the stuff that you don't think make any difference is
Mm,
what you need to go on and put in the book or the ebook, and those are the transformative gems that keep people wanting more.
mm,
Don't give them everything, but don't give them stuff where they're starving and there's no transformation. It's just fluff. They're
mm,
going to assume the rest of your program is just fluff. So
right.
give them something that they can chew on and digest, but still not get full off of. That makes sense.
Mm,
Don't
yep.
get, don't fill them up. Just give them something to taste that make enough to make them mad. You know how
Right.
you get people leave food in the refrigerator and they leave just enough to make you mad, just enough to make you want more. And so you're gonna come looking for me because you like what I gave you. Make
Mm,
sense? Y'all get
yeah,
that? Okay.
definitely. Listen, y'all taking notes. Kira said,
Yeah.
definitely. What if you are a service based specialty in a field like tax surplus finders? What does that mean exactly?
Mm-hmm.
Is that taxes? If you give a little clarity on what that is, be more than happy to break that down. Sneaky said swallow juice. So yeah, what other questions y'all got? I know Karen's time is very, very valuable. So I don't want to take too much.
Yours too, though.
It is, but I definitely love these conversations, and
Yeah, me
thank you
too.
again for just doing this, and having this conversation with me. But yeah, if y'all got any other questions or anything like that, Kara said, "Hey Alexa, what's that?"
Kiara is so
Yeah, she funny.
she funny, man. She funny.
uh,
Tax, you know what I feel like? Tax surplus finder. Maybe that, unless they come back, it's a service-based business. Maybe it's something where sometimes people go and scout out money that is owed you. Maybe that's it. It's like sometimes money is missing money or something like I don't. Child, I'm
yeah,
reaching.
yeah,
Never mind.
that's all right.
Uh,
I mean, regardless, you're
you
gonna
can build a funnel.
yeah, you need a funnel. You gotta capture a lead or something like that. And something like that, I would probably say you have to educate people on. Just
Right.
alone, like we don't know what that is off top. So if someone's introduced or whatever, like they may need some type of information or educational piece of it to understand
Right.
like what you do and like why I have this problem or whatever, how you can solve my problem. So I would say
Mhm.
something like that, and then just capture a lead, and then nurture them to actually becoming like a client or something.
Exactly. So let me ask you a question. Text messaging is look. I like the way you like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So text messaging. Can you build texting or build a funnel just on text, or can you integrate and make it a hybrid text and email, or can you do that?
Great question. Yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
definitely do a hybrid most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, email. Everybody's talking about email marketing and stuff like that. Uh,
Yeah.
Definitely SMS. I think a lot of people don't do SMS enough.
Yeah.
With SMS, generally we see higher open rates, higher click rates. Because most of because with email, it can go to junk, it can go to spam, it can go to promotions on Gmail. With
Mm-hmm.
text, even if someone doesn't take action, they see the text.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
People check their text a lot more regularly. But yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, like it's so important to use text in your funnels and that type of stuff. So yeah, we generally do both. We don't
Mm-hmm.
really do too much of just text, not email, but
Okay.
I mean, I personally like text
Mm-hmm.
better because of the reasons I just said. But I know there's a lot more compliance around text and making sure people opt in, depending on
Yeah.
the platform you use. Uh,
Yeah.
I've seen it seems like sometimes they're just sometimes stricter thing policies around like just
Yeah.
text people and that type of stuff. But yeah, we all text stuff.
Yeah. I love it. I'm glad to hear that. You want to take that question from Paris Luxury?
Sure. What's a lead bag? Great. It's basically just something of value that you give in exchange for collecting someone's information, like their name, email, phone number, or maybe something else you want to collect. But that's just what you do. So that could be some type of ebook, some type of download, some type of giveaway, some type. It could be a course. It
Mm-hmm.
could be a lot of different things. But you're basically just giving something of value in exchange for collecting people's information.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. I
Tanika
love it.
said, what's your suggestion on the number of emails to nurture someone to get in their funnel? Great question. Like Lamar says, it depends. I'm like, I would say, I mean, I like to hit them hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I say like 10.
Mm.
Because as soon as they join the list, I like to hit them as hard as possible because people going to drop off.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
sign up, no matter how many people you can hit signing up, it's always going to be some that drop off. And people are most engaged when they first join the list.
Mm-hmm.
Say about 10 or so, but it
Mm-hmm.
depends, and depends on what you push them to. What's the next step in the funnel? But we like to do about 10.
Let me add something to this, something you just said, the drop off. I think a lot of people don't want to get into, or if they're afraid of getting into emails and funnels and all of this because they don't want to see those unsubscribes.
Yeah,
They
right.
don't, they hate that. And they take it as a personal attack on their character if they unsubscribe. But listen to me, y'all. Let me tell y'all something right quick. You don't want, you don't want them people on your list anyway.
Right.
And depending on the system that you are using for your email platform, they are costing you money. They are dead weight because they are a person that's never going to buy from you anyway. And you're paying for that person to sit on your thing and you don't have a quality. Listen, you don't want to just randomly. Let me hold on, Ryan. Can I back up for a second? I need to back up
Do your
just a
thing.
second.
Do your thing.
Okay. I need to back up for just a second. I don't I want y'all as y'all are building this list, make sure that you're getting quality people. You know your avatar. So you're attracting people that want to buy your stuff. Don't think that we're just sitting out here saying just grab random people to put on your list because these people don't want to buy your stuff. It's a waste of time and money. So be clear about what you're offering. Be clear about who you're talking to so you can structure what you're doing to make the most impact. Number one. Number two, once you know that avatar, you would rather have a list of 500 or 50 engaged people that are going to buy everything you sell as opposed to 5,000 people that don't care nothing about what you got. All right. So don't always, you want a large list, but you want a large list that can be engaged and actually wants to buy what you have to sell. If
Mm,
you're selling cars, don't send stuff to fish people. They don't care. They don't care.
mm.
So make sure, I need y'all to be clear about that because I think y'all just go backwards on a lot of things and put the cart before the horse. And then you're wondering, you did all this work and you don't make any money with your list and you think it's because we gave you wrong answers. No, it's not that. It's just because you set it up wrong.
Mm.
So you ain't finna come back and say, oh, Karen and Ryan said this. No,
Right,
you're not.
right, all right. That's a great point. That's a great point. And that's how I used to be, honestly, like when people unsubscribe, like I feel some type of way and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
But now, like you said, I welcome it
yeah.
because our list is expensive. If you don't want to be on the list, we can gladly take you off the list. You can gladly
Oof.
unsubscribe.
Yep.
Also, like you said, that goes into the importance of cleaning your list. If you
Yes.
have a list and you depending on what platform you use, but you should be able to like figure out, okay, when's the last time someone opened the email? When's the last time they engaged? I use Infusionsoft and Active Campaign actually, but with
Mm-hmm.
Infusionsoft, you can go to like they classify people as like non-marketable, or they haven't
Mm-hmm.
opened email in a while, or they haven't engaged in a while. Like they literally give you all those metrics, so we take it right off the list. But that is important. Don't worry about people unsubscribing. And of course, we want buyers. At the end of the day, signing up for free is great. We want to build our list. We want to do the lead magnet, but we want to segment the buyers from those that are just on the list for
Mm-hmm.
free. And a good way you could do that is through a tripwire. For those of you who may not be familiar with that terminology and stuff like that, but it's basically just a small offer that you put out there to qualify buyers. It could be
Mm-hmm.
$7, it could be $10, it could be $20. But if someone won't spend $10 or $20 with you, they'll never spend more, or you have
Mm-mm.
stuff. So you definitely want to separate the buyers from the free people.
Exactly. Exactly. That's important. Hey,
Hmm.
this is Tisa. How you doing, girl? What email
Uh,
platform do you suggest to start? Yeah,
I,
what's your favorite?
I think it depends on the business. For
Mm-hmm.
product brands, if you're a crafter or e-com folks, I love Klaviyo. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
if you're outside of that, I like Active Campaign and Infusionsoft.
Okay.
Those are like my three favorites.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Hey, Tracy. I see you down there. I like that. I like that. Yeah. I haven't tried Infusionsoft, but I had looked at Klaviyo. I honestly, for simplicity, with people coming out the gate and getting their feet wet, I love a flow desk. I love flow
Yeah,
desk.
a lot of people like
Yeah.
flow, and
Yeah.
it's we have a few clients that use that actually.
Yeah.
It definitely is good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Rare Glow said, "How do I clean my list?" So remind me what platform you use. I think you may use Klaviyo. I know you're a product. You may use Klaviyo, but it may be something else. Uh, in your platform, it should give you metrics on how often someone opens the email, like folks that haven't opened in a while, folks that haven't engaged in a while. It should give you those numbers. And then they say, like, pull me a list of someone who's not opened an email in a year. Omni said, okay, I'm familiar with that too. But you should be able to be like, all right, pull me a list of folks who have not opened email in like a year. So let's say you have 5,000 people when it pulls up 500 people like that. You can get those 500 people off the list and you can delete them. So, but there should be a way to, said it does. Okay, it should be a way to do that. And you can literally just get them off the list. What you also could do, even if you get them off the list, you could still export them and like keep them somewhere or like keep a spreadsheet of them because you can still use that in your Facebook ads as a custom audience to upload those people and run ads and stay in front of those people, even if they unsubscribe or they haven't engaged. Instead of just completely getting rid of them, you can still keep them safe and then use them later on.
So you just said you just dropped a whole bunch of gems. You know that, and we just scrambled trying to
Right.
pick them up, right? But you said something that was key about the audience. So here's another thing about Facebook ads, because you do that and a big advocate of the Facebook ads, right? So if you don't have it's so much easier, right, Ryan, to create an audience for your Facebook ads that really want your stuff by using your email list. Is that correct?
Yes.
Because
Okay.
then what happens is you've cleaned your list, you got a solid list, they want what you have. All you do is import your list into, listen, y'all paying attention? You import your list into Facebook. So Facebook now understands the type of people because those emails are normally attached to people on Facebook. So
That's exactly.
right. So now now Facebook understands that, oh, these are the people, and those ads get right in front of who? The
Right.
people that have already said they want your stuff.
Exactly.
Makes it so much easier.
Def-
And the system, right, the algorithm creates an audience for your ads based on the list that you have already carefully curated. So actually you can help yourself and save money on ads by having the list already set
yeah,
up. Y'all,
exactly.
y'all ain't ready for this smoke.
Right.
Y'all ain't ready for me,
Y'all ain't,
Ryan. Y'all ain't
and
ready for this smoke. Y'all
I'm gonna
not.
take a step further because you definitely can do 100% of what you said. And especially when you launch it or something like that, and you have a list, not only can you launch sending emails and texts, but you can with your ads to target them on the audience. And with the list, you can create a lookalike audience. So if you have 5,000 or 10,000 people you upload to Facebook, of course you can advertise to those people, but you can build an audience called a lookalike where Facebook will find you millions of people that are like the people you've uploaded. Now they're new people, they're cold, they don't know you, but they share the same data points. So Facebook is AI and data and everything like that. So they share the same demographics, data points, maybe influencers they follow or whatever. So you can actually build a lookalike off that too, off audience you've uploaded.
Y'all ain't ready for this. That's what I'm talking about. Listen. Y'all need to get with this dude right here. He might know what he's talking about. He might.
Just maybe. Instagram just hit me with the countdown
Oh
150,
snap.
1 minute 50 seconds left. I guess you only go for
Okay.
an hour. I guess I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
But any other last question? Any last things you want to drop? You shared a lot of gems tonight as well. I really appreciate you just coming on and doing this. Just share them. I didn't even know Instagram had a 1 hour.
I
Kara,
didn't either.
Kara, you must know that. Did you know there was a 1 hour limit? I guess you could go back, start a live again, but it's
Yeah.
about like 1 minute 20 seconds. So, any
Okay.
last gems or anything you want to share for the people?
Listen, here's the thing, y'all. My biggest thing, like I said, I'm a mindset and transformational coach. Here's the thing. You got to believe in yourself and you got to just try. You just got to try. Stop sitting around here waiting, overthinking it, and waiting for somebody to come save you because they're not. You have everything that you need inside of you right now to do what you need to do. And if you don't know it, you don't necessarily have to. You got people like myself and you got people like Ryan that can teach you and walk you through it. Stop thinking about it and let's go do it. And connect with a good community. Connect with a tribe and let's get this thing popping. It's 2022, y'all. We ain't got no time to waste. Follow me. MissCreativeCEO.com.
Yes, if you're not following her already, make sure you follow her. Yeah, like I said, we dropped too many gems tonight. Like, they're not trying to let us be great. We had like 20 seconds.
Okay.
And so, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank
We
you.
offline because I
Okay.
definitely, connect more and stuff like that. So,
I got you.
yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. All
All
right.
right. Deuces. Bye.